Hi everybody, Judy Tuttle here from Tuttle Up Stamping. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Midland, Texas, and we have our September Craft Along class. Craft Along class is where you can pre-buy a kit ahead of time and get all the stuff you need to craft along with me during my Facebook Live. You always have the first 10 days of the month to join the craft along to purchase your kit. I get them in the mail to you so that you have plenty of time to get everything ready to go for the last Monday of the month. And this month it was on the very last day of the month, so that's kind of fun. So this month we're using the Regal Winter Suite for our craft along. I want to show you what we're using for next month because it's going to be a fun class. I think you guys will love it. So next month we are using the Christmas Friends bundle. This is the cute little set that has the moose and the mouse and I think that's a penguin and the bear and some great die cuts with that. You will get a half a pack of the Take a Bow ribbon, just all kinds of fun, traditional Christmas colors, red, garden green, old olive and white. You'll get a half a pack of the paper. You will get a full package of the peppermint embellishments. Now, you guys, these have sold out twice, and the last time they came back in stock, I caught it and I bought a whole bunch, and so I should have plenty to cover everybody's. And then you will get a whole roll of the white, let me open this up so you guys can see it, white frayed ribbon that's in the online exclusive store. So we are going to have a fantastic craft along for next month. And I hope you guys will think about joining me for that. The registration for next month's craft along, which will be using the Christmas Friends bundle and all the things I just showed you, will go live tomorrow in my email. And so if you're interested, make sure that you get on my email list so that you get the first shot. Obviously, I have a limited number of those peppermint embellishments, so I might have to cut it off at a certain point. So if you're really interested in taking that awesome Christmas Friends class, please get on my email list. I will put a link to join my email list in the description after this video is over. Rory's sitting right next to me kind of suspiciously, so I've got to kind of keep my eye on her. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about some things that are going on that are going to be coming up very soon. Starting tomorrow, we have a new join special. Stampin' Up! Has a new join special for team members, and I hope you'll consider joining my team. From October 1st till the end of the month, $99 gets you $155 in products. So that's $30 more than normal. And people have asked me, why should I join a team? The main reason, number one reason why you should join a team is so that you can get 20% off all your purchases. That's the nice thing. Do you have to do what I do? No. I do more than anyone should have to. So most of my team members are just hobbyists, which means they just buy for themselves. They get their little sweet little 20% off discount and go about their merry way, which is just great with me. So if you're interested in finding out more about how you can be a happy discount shopper and join a team to get that 20% off, please let me know. There'll be a lot coming out about that here pretty soon. Okay. Next, today is supposed to be the final day for my breast cancer fundraiser. And you guys, I'm going to give it another couple of days because I want to show you how cute these cards are and tell you a little bit more about it. Now, the bottom line really is that I want to help women who have had breast cancer, and I want to help stamp out breast cancer. So the fundraiser is all about how you can help me do that. And I'm going to show you what you get in your kit. And then I'm going to show you some of the cards we made. They are so, so cute. Okay, so I'm going to move the camera down here to my hands. I'm going to get this little screen out of the way here. All right, so you get, you have two choices. One choice is the non-stamping kit. This is for people who don't feel very confident in their stamping abilities, and they'd rather just have some pre-stamped die-cut images. So you would get the images ephemera pack, and an ephemera pack just means like pre-cut, printed, die-cut little embellishments, okay? And then you would get the non-stamping kit words, which is this. It's super fun though. And then you get two sets of cards and envelopes. One is a little more bright colored and feminine, and the other one is a little more muted colors and less feminine. And then you would get a full pack of the embellishments, some linen thread to complete your cards, and some dimensionals, okay? Not only that, the satisfaction of helping me help give a big donation to the Susan G. Komen Foundation for Breast Cancer Research. Hopefully you've had a chance to listen to some of the stories of some of my friends who either have been through a breast cancer battle or are currently in one. It's been heartwarming. Now, if you want the stamping kit, you would get the Simply Said stamp set included in your breast cancer kit pack, and you would have special cards made just for that. Okay, so right before I came on, Rory got into one of my tubs and messed everything up. So here we go. Here's an example of some of the cards that you would make with the stamping kit. Super fun, bright, cheerful. I love this one with the butterflies, right? Super cute. So these are all using this Simply Said stamp set. This one I love with the bird, just a note, super cute, right? And then here are some of the ones made with the more muted color set. You would get both. Birthday wishes, this is a stamped card, obviously. And that's it. That's it that I have to show you for the stamped cards. But you would actually get 10 cards designed for you, or you could always just use your stuff the way you want to use it. Now here's some of the cute, and some people are like, I don't know if the non-stamped cards would be very cute. Look how cute this is with the little puppy. What a milestone, hip hip hooray, it's your day. This is one with a little kitty cat. It's party time. How fun is that? Anybody can make these cards, you guys. Here's those butterflies, but this time we have those non-stamping sentiments on there. Look at this one with the cowboy. I love this card. Howdy, yeehaw. What little boy would not love that card? Here's the happy birthday one from before, but with using just the pieces that are in the sentiment pack. Here's the bird. And here is that hot air balloon card. So fabulous cards. Today was supposed to be the last day. I'm going to keep the registration open for a couple of days, and I will be sure to put the link to that up in my description after this video is over. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I really want you to know that my heart for this breast cancer fundraiser is huge, and you can join me or you can't, that's fine. I also am willing to take any donations you want to give me through my Venmo account. If you would like my Venmo, you can private message me and I will get that out to you, okay? Now, the next thing I want to talk to you about before we start stamping today is this new class. It's actually not new. It's been out for a couple of months for registration, but it ends this Friday, October the 4th. It's called No Place Like Home. They're faith encouragement cards and samplers. And I want to show you this because I finished all the cards, this weekend during my retreat, and the ladies went crazy over them. They loved them. So I'm going to move it back down to my hands here and give you a look at these because I think you're going to love them. So this is the sampler that I made, and isn't that so pretty? And look at this. I can give you the link for this shadow box, but it was very inexpensive. I got it on Amazon. It's sturdy, it's heavy, and look how pretty that is. How pretty would this be to give to a gift to a friend, or just put it up on your own shelf in your house? Beautiful sentiments in here. I love this sampler. So that is included in this class, not the frame, although I'll give you a link of where you can get the frame yourself, but the pieces to make the sampler, okay? And then here are the beautiful cards made with this set. Thank you for your prayers. This one says you are loved. Those sweet pecan pie clear ribboned embellishments in this iridescent ribbon just makes these so beautiful, so stunning. You would get a whole pack of the frames and floral paper and ephemeras in this. This is stamped. I'll show you the stamp set that we're using. You're such a blessing. So pretty, aren't they? And so if you love those, thank you, Laura. This is the stamp set that we use on all of these cards. If you have it, you don't have to add it on, but if you're taking this class to go, you will need to add on the Grateful Blessing stamp set, because that's what I'm using for all of these sentiments that are so pretty. This is $17 in the annual catalog. Okay, so if you're interested in that class, the class No Place Like Home, beautiful cards and encouraging class. The link to that will be up in the description as well, and you can join that class by clicking on that link. Okay. And lastly, the Seasons of Elegance Mega Christmas Card class is coming up at the end of the month, October 26th. You make 8 cards, 2 each of 4 designs, and you can get it to go, or you can come in person here to my house and stamp with me. Either way, you get everything you need to create the 8 beautiful cards, okay? The Season of Elegance Suite is so pretty. So hopefully I'll have some cards, some examples of some of those beautiful cards ready for you by next Monday's Facebook Live. We have until the middle of October to register for this class, okay? All right, so what am I going to do here? I'm going to come back to my face real quick, get rid of that. Okay, so today's class is using the Regal Floral Stamp Set and dies. The dies are in here. So the dies cut out all the flowers. It has this great frame. The people who got it ahead of time got a half a pack of this Regal floral paper. And I'm going to tell you guys, when I saw this print right here, my grandma immediately came to mind. I swear she had a muumuu that looked just like this that she used to wear around her house. So this paper definitely has a rich, old-fashioned kind of look to it. Blackberry Bliss, Night of Navy, Cherry Cobbler, Wild Wheat. These are all the colors in this pack. So they got a half a pack of this paper. They got a full pack of the Regal foiled embellishments. They got a full pack of that. They got a full roll of the Blackberry Bliss and Gold ribbon. They got a full color PDF of all the instructions and the cards, cardstock all cut and ready for them. Okay, so let's get to crafting. How does that sound? So I'm going to go back to my hands here, and I hope you guys fall in love with these cards because I think they're stunning. think they're stunning. Oh, I just dropped one of my projects on the floor there. So we will start with, hang on you guys, I'll be right back here. Okay, we're going to start with my first card, which is a beautiful flap fold card. I have run out of room on my desk here. I had so much stuff to show you guys. Okay, so we'll start here. This card is so pretty. Look at this. Look at how that Blackberry Bliss ribbon just like pops off the card. Missing You is what this one says. And it's a fun fold. It's a flat fold like that. So let's get started on this. I think you're going to love how pretty this is. We are going to begin with some pretty peacock. And this piece is cut, pretty sure it was, so that's one of the advantages of getting it ahead of time. 4 1/4 by 9, and it's scored at 5 1/2. Okay, and I'm going to grab this little sprig here, and thanks for letting me know you're here, Laura. You guys, when you come in, let me know you're here. I love that when we can chat and talk to each other. So I'm just going around the edge here of the top of this card, and I am just stamping this sprig around the edge just to give it a little bit of detail. Now I'm going to open this up so I don't get on the inside. So the edges have a little bit of detail in the background. Okay, there we go. I might add a little bit right there, just a little touch. There we go. Okay, so that is my card base. I have a piece of that Regal floral paper, and I loved this one. I just love color, you guys. I am a color gal. And so, hi, Linda Verts. Are you following along with us? Do you have everything ready to go, or are you going to watch and then make your cards? There's no wrong way when you get the kit ahead of time. If you would rather just watch the first time and then re-watch the video on replay so that you can stop and start it, that is always an option, right? So this Regal floral paper with these bright colors is going to go right there on the inside. Now, while I have my card open, I think I'll go ahead and grab one of my 2 pieces of basic white that's cut 3 1/4 by 4 1/4, and this strip here, which is the back side of the purple paper, but it's that pretty peacock. And I might need to wait. Let's wait on that, because I forgot I have that die cut that's going to go on this right here that we're going to have to put inside that. So let's go ahead and start on the outside. I'm going to take that second piece of 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. Oh, good, Linda. And then I'm going to flip this over to the pretty peacock side, and I am going to attach that right there to that basic white paper. So I'm adding some seal to the back, and I'm going to attach it right here to that piece of basic white. Okay, so it looks like that. Now this is going to get attached right here on this top flap, but we don't want to put adhesive on the bottom because we don't want the bottom part to attach, or you won't be able to get it open. Okay, so before I do any attaching though, I'm going to grab my ribbon. I'm going to wrap it around this panel about 1.5 inches from the bottom, and I'm going to tie it in a bow over here on the right side. Okay. Luckily, the people who got ahead of time have a whole roll of this ribbon, so plenty to work with. Now, if you are having FOMO as I make these cards and you're like, darn it, I should have gotten that one, which you probably are going to say. You can still get this kit in the mail as a to-go kit. You just don't get all the extras, right? You get just enough ribbon, just enough embellishments, and just enough paper. You don't get all the extras. So the advantage to joining ahead of time is you get all those extras. So you can get this card kit in the mail to go with any $35 order in my online store. Okay, so cutting the tails off. I might have to adjust that a little bit more. That bow looks a little big here, so let's move that down just a little bit. There we go. All right. Okay, so that's the important thing, is to get that ribbon on before you attach it here to the top flap right here. And so I'm going to attach this with dimensionals. So let me grab those. Well, I have lots of pieces here. Let's see if I can find a whole brand new package. Here we go. I'm going to add my dimensionals to the top part of this panel. And maybe the top, just to hold that ribbon in place at the top of each of that sides of that ribbon right there. Okay. And I'm going to pull these pieces off. So the DSP that I put on this 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 panel was cut 3 by 4, the same size that this panel, DSP panel on the inside, is cut. And now I'm going to attach that right to that card front, right like that. Awesome, right? Okay, now I'm going to start stamping all my flowers. So I need this larger piece of this larger bough that has leaves and a little sprig on it. And I'm going to stamp it twice in Pretty Peacock. I'm going to stamp it once full strength and once again half strength. There we go. Okay, then I'm going to stamp 2 of this sprig, but I better clean it off, right, from when I did the top edge. I'm going to clean that off real quick, and I'm going to stamp it 2 times in Wild Wheat. Grabbing all my colors I know I need here. Okay, so Wild Wheat. I'm going to do 2 sprigs in that. Okay, I'm going to do my flowers, and I'm going to use the flower trio for this one, and I'm going to do it in Berry Burst. Did anybody think of their grandma when they first saw this paper? Oh, that's close, but I think it'll work. And then one more, this little bud, I'm going to stamp in Gorgeous Grape. There we go. Now that little mark there won't matter because we're going to die cut this all out. So I'm going to grab my dies. And I'm going to start putting them over top of these pieces where they belong. So this one, and I'm going to have to go through it twice, right? So that's going to go right there. Let me find my beautiful Post-it note tape here. So this class and all of our to-go classes, all of our craft-along classes, you get all the stuff to make 3 cards and a 3D gift holder of some kind, right? So this month, our gift holder is going to hold some lotion, which is fun. Okay, so then this piece can go here. We just have to roll it around a few times to make sure it fits. There we go. And then our little bud here. It's going to go right there. I'm going to tape it down as well. There we go. I'm going to roll this through, and then I'm going to readjust and roll it through again so that I get all my pieces off camera here. So I know some people have said to me that the ephemera packs are just not their thing, and I get that. When I did my breast cancer fundraiser every year, I try to make it as appealing to a wider range of people, right? So a lot of my friends are not avid crafters, but they would like to help and get a kit, you know, to help with the fundraiser. So I am going to reconsider this as we go forward because I want everyone to enjoy the projects and want to be a part of my breast cancer fundraiser. Okay, so now I'm just going to move. So I might be rethinking that. I understand what my avid crafters are saying, but in my heart of hearts, I just really want to appeal to a very wide range of people. I hope that makes sense to everybody. So okay, so that's going to go there. I'm going to pull these two off. I don't need those for right now. And then we're going to start just putting all these pieces on our card front. And we're actually closer to being done with this card than it seems. So here we go. So I love these colors too. They're very rich and pretty. All right, so I'm gonna take my dies, put them back where they belong before I lose them all. And we can start putting these inside our card, kind of over the ribbon here. So this piece is gonna kind of come down this way. This is the stamped off pretty peacock piece. It's going to go down, kind of down this direction. So let me know you're here. I hope that if you were in Florida or North, South Carolina, Tennessee, I just know that you guys have had a rough week, and I hope you know that my thoughts and prayers are with you guys. It seems it's just been devastating, right? And I think, you know, some people just don't, may not understand the significance of a hurricane, right? But they can definitely be pretty devastating. Now, the two wild wheat pieces, we're going to put a dimensional on the back. There we go. It's a tight fit, but it can be done. This is going to be popped up right like that. We're going to add depth and dimension to our card here by adding dimensionals kind of as we go. So we start out flat and then we kind of build up from there. So this one is going to come down this way. See how it just creates just a beautiful bow? And then this one is going to get popped up right on top of all of those, right like that. So pretty, right? I'm just going to be strategic here where I put my dimensionals. So I'm going to put one right here and right here, so that those dimensionals fall in kind of those spaces, those more. Now I've already, okay, it goes right here. More empty spaces. My memory leaves me very quickly. Okay, so this is going to go right like that. So pretty. Isn't that lovely? And so it's going to open and we're going to have something inside like that. Okay, now this piece is going to get glued over here. There we go. Right there in the bottom left corner of that inside piece, and then I'm going to add some glue to this strip, and it's going to go right here on that bottom edge. Okay, snip that off right there. Okay, so now the best way I have learned to put this panel on the inside so that it doesn't show from the outside is you're going to flip this over, and I line this up with that card front, right like that. I'm going to add glue to this while it's all lined up, okay, and then lined it all up, right? We're just going to fold that bottom and press. And then you can see that nothing will show on the outside and things will all be lined up on the inside. Isn't that lovely? Okay, so real quickly, I have Missing You. Let me find, there it is. I'm going to stamp on this tiny little strip. It's a little less than 1/2 inch, so we're going to have to be careful. And I'm stamping this in Pretty Peacock. You guys are quiet out there today. Must just be, okay, so I'm gonna have to get up in the camera here and stand up so I get this super straight on my piece. There we go. And Missing You is gonna go right up here. Yep, about right like that, okay? And I am using a dimensional behind here. Or 2. Pop up right here, kind of snuggled into that bow. There we go. You know what? I might cut this down a little bit. It's a little long and a little wide. So let me just take some of that width off of that. There we go. Yeah, that fits better. It's going to fit right in here. And then I'm going to grab those Regal embellishments. I think I have a package already open, so I don't have to open a new package. Here we go. And I used the pink ones on this one, the berry burst ones, I guess is really what they are. I put one right here on the side of my label, and then I put a couple up here next to these bows, right like that, and a couple down here under my bow. There we go. That is card number 1, Missing You. How pretty is that? Do you guys love that? Give me some hearts or thumbs up if you like it. I love the color and I just love the design of that one. Now our next project is actually our 3D project. And what we made for this month was this cute little pouch. It looks like a camera case almost. And the ribbon holds it closed. And then we gave you guys these bottles of lotion that I found on Amazon. They're so cute. And look how cute these lotions just fit right into that little pouch right there. Isn't that cute? Okay, so let's make that together. Let me get this out of the way. I need to clean some things before I carry on so we don't make a big mess of colors. How are you doing, Linda? Are you okay? Now, if I'm moving too fast for you, remember you can always watch it, replay it, and watch it again. It's one of the benefits, right, of doing the craft along with me, and you get the kit ahead of time, so that's fun too. Okay, so we have this piece of Blackberry Bliss, and it is 2.5 by 8.5. So you can actually get 4 of these pouches out of a single piece of cardstock, which is fun. 2.5 by 8.5, and I scored it at, let's go this way, scored it at 5 and 5 3/8. So that creates just a little bottom. Can you see that? A bottom to that pouch right there. Okay. And then we have 2 pieces of designer series paper. They're both 2 and, let's do it this way. They're both 2 1/4 wide, and then different lengths depending on if we're putting it on the front. So the front panel is 2 1/4 by 2 3/4, and that's going to go here on the front panel. Okay, and then I have another one that's 2 1/4 by 4 3/4. Okay, before we put these on, I grabbed a corner punch. Now, this one is retired. I kept it because I knew I was going to need a corner punch. Hopefully, you guys have a corner punch around your house. I heard rumors that because now that Stampin' Up! Has taken on some scrapbooking, that scrapbookers love their corner rounders, right? So we might be getting a corner rounder back soon. That would be great. I'm just going to corner round the 4 corners of this pouch. This is really super fast and easy to put together. It's kind of a fun project. If you had a lot of co-workers that you wanted, or friends that you wanted to have a little something for them, that would be, this would be a simple, sweet project. Now I'm taking the DSP and I'm going to round the corners of it as well. I don't know if I rounded that very well. I'm going to put that back in there. So the top, just the top 2, and then the same here. I'm going to corner round just 2 side-by-side corners of the bottom panel. Okay, so now I'm going to stick the bottom panel on the bottom, right? That makes sense. That wild weed on the back of that is pretty, but we're not using that today. So that's going to go right there, that Blackberry Bliss DSP, and then this one is going to go on the inside right here. Okay, so that's going to go right there. There we go. Okay, so that pretty much creates my pouch. Now I'm going to grab my Blackberry Bliss ribbon. I'm going to tie it around and tie it in a knot here on the left-hand side. So Laura, I hope you guys are okay in Florida. I know that's where you're at. And Linda, I don't know if you guys, you know what? I might have, no, it'll be fine. I thought I tied my ribbon a little too tight, but I think it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Okay, so there we go. Now, I have a piece of gold that I already cut and banner cut the edge. It is about 2.5 inches long, and then I banner cut the edge, and it's about 3/4 of an inch wide. That is going to go on the front here just to give a little bling underneath our label, and I'm going to attach it flush with the right hand side, kind of in the middle of that bottom flap there. And now I'm almost done. All I have to do is take my leaves here in Blackberry Bliss, and I'm going to stamp my leaves. These are those little fine leaves. I'm going to stamp a set down here at the bottom of that circle like that, and then I'm going to flip it around and stamp one at the top right there. So I had my Super Saturday retreat this last Saturday. I had lots of people take it to go, and I had 6 people in person, and we had a ball. It was an all-day event. I served them breakfast and lunch, and we made the haunted house that is now no longer available. But they all got one if they wanted one. And we put together some cards using the Filled with Cheer snowman set, which were adorable, and some for the More Than Autumn stamp set as well. So I'm just scattering. And you guys, look, I didn't put the embellishments on at exactly the same place. Okay, you can put them on wherever you want to put them on. So now we're going to pop this up right here over that gold panel with a couple of dimensionals. Oh, here we go. Hi, Monica. Thanks for joining me. So Monica is my creative partner. We create and collaborate on a lot of our classes. So these first 2 projects were my design, and the last 2 were Monica's designs, and you're going to love them all. Okay, so this is going to go right here. This would be a cute little thank you for somebody who did something sweet to you, a secretary, a paraprofessional with your kids. And so then here's the lotion bottle I got on Amazon. I'll put the link to these up in the description as well. And look at that. Isn't that cute? What a cute little gift. So that is project number 2. Isn't that fun? And you know what, you guys? If you wanted to make these pouches, you could easily put like candy in there, pins. I'm trying to think, you know, if you did it in Christmas colors, you could put candy canes and hot cocoa packets in there. Super cute, fast and easy little gift project pouch there for you. Okay, so we are going to move on to card number 3. And I'm trying to remember what order I had them in the PDF. Let me look here. A gift card. Yes, Laura. I always forget about a gift card. But definitely a gift card would be beautiful. So this is the card number 3. Well, I guess it's card number 2, project number 3, right? How pretty is this? Isn't that lovely? And this uses that wild wheat that we all thought we wouldn't like, but you know, Stampin' Us convinced us that we should. So we did. And then this is the inside of the card. Again, super sweet and pretty. Okay, so we're going to start with our card base that is wild wheat cut 5.5 by 8.5 and scored down the middle at 4.25. Pretty standard size. I'm gonna, clean some things up here while we're transitioning. There we go. All right, let me get that thanks and clean that off. And so everything's clean and kind of ready to go for when we start here. Okay, here we go. So we have a wild wheat card base, cut 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4.25. I'm going to grab my bone folder and give that a really good little fold there. Burnish on that fold, okay? And then I have a piece of the DSP. This is the opposite of the navy flowers. It's just a Blackberry Bliss kind of watercolor. There's some little flowers in there you can kind of see, but a little more washed out. So we're going to attach this to our card front right here. Such pretty rich colors, right? And then I have a banner, and this is cut 2.25 by 5. And I'm just going to banner cut my bottom here. So I'm going to get my scissors, go up the middle, about 3/4 of an inch like that. And then I connect my corner to the top of that slit like that. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And that's going to create an even-ish banner. Here we go. There we go. Okay, so this is a basic beige. I love basic beige. How do you guys feel about basic beige? It's getting mixed reviews, but I think it's a nice alternative to very vanilla. It's less yellow and a little more beigey, right? That makes sense. Okay, so that's going to go right there. Next is this wild wheat DSP. It is cut 3 by 4. And I'm going to put it right over my banner like that, but I'm going to use dimensionals on this one. There we go. Right, I'm going to add this right to my banner. I've got just a little peek of it at the top, and then obviously the banner is showing out at the bottom. So pretty. That paper is so pretty. Okay, so next I'm going to grab my label here. This is one of the Nested Essentials label in white, and I'm going to stamp some things on the background. Okay, so I'm going to grab my wild wheat. Oh, here it is. And I'm going to stamp off and stamp on just some dots. This is one of the stamps that's in the Regal Winter stamps set. It just gives some texture and interest to the back of that label. If any white is showing, it's going to kind of cover that up. And then I'm going to grab my old olive, I believe. And why don't I have it right here? Here it is, right here. And I'm going to stamp those leaves in opposing corners. It's not going to show a lot, but again, it's just going to give some depth to the background of this label. Okay, so we're going to go like that. Oop, brought the label with me. So there we go. Now I'm going to take a scratch piece of paper. I gave everybody a 4 by 5 1/4 piece, so you should be able to have plenty of room to do all your stamping and die cutting here. So, Laura, did you get your haunted house made yet? Um, she's one of the ones who bought one of the kits. And then I'm going to do one of these in Pretty Peacock. So I'm going to clean that off, get it good and clean so I can add Pretty Peacock into it here. Okay, one in Pretty Peacock. And then I have a flower. I should have one more, I think. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I just, oh, you do 3 of them. That's right. So we're going to stamp 3 of these flowers in a berry burst. So it's going to take just a second to run all of these through, but you know, what else do we ought to do, right? Yay! Okay, there we go. And look at the depth of these stamps. Now this is called distinctive stamping. It was something that Stampin' Up! Patented a while back. And look at the depth you get on that one stamp. Some darker areas and lighter areas. It's just super pretty. Okay, so I'm going to grab my dies again. I'm going to have to do this 3 times, and I'm going to do this 3 times. So luckily, it's all even, right? Even Steven. That's something my husband and I say to each other a lot. When things just even out, we say it's just even Steven. I spent 20, but someone gave me 20, right? It's even Steven. So there we go. So I'm going to do this 3 times really quickly off camera here. So there's one bow. Do it again, move everything over. There we go. So for the retreat on Saturday, I made homemade cinnamon rolls for breakfast, and we had fruit. And then for lunch, I made ham and cheese sliders and roast beef sliders. And they were so good. I have not made sliders very often. This might have been only my 2nd time to ever make them. And I think the roast beef ones were a first, maybe, but they were so good. That butter sauce that you put on top is so delicious. Just bake it in. It's just lovely. Okay, so here's my last time through with the die cutting machine over here. So I'm going to tell you what I provide for my team. I provide monthly team meetings just to keep them informed of things that are going on in the Stampin' Up! World. I give them all my class PDFs for free. A lot of them still take my classes because they like everything cut and ready. But if they wanted to just do it on their own, they absolutely could. And incentives for meeting certain deadlines, although you don't have to do that. So it's fun. Our team meetings, we have make and takes every month. So we can craft together if we want to. You can come to the meeting and not craft with us. It's totally up to you. So I'm all about just supporting you wherever you're at in your journey, and being available and here for you. So think about joining during this month's joining special. It is a great time. They only do join specials like 1 or 2 times a year. Well, I'd say at least 2 times a year. Occasionally, it's been 3 times a year. But the great news about joining in October is that they give you the quarter you're in plus another quarter to meet your first little qualifying deadline amount, which is, if you're an avid stamper, is very low. And that gets you all the way through. So I am just adhering these flat onto this label, kind of right over, kind of catty corner to where the other old olive leaves were. And then this one is going to go up this way. So what I'm saying is, not only is the deal a great deal, but you have a lot of time to earn that first little qualifying deadline. And so it's a great time to join right now. So if you've been thinking about it, if you have questions, just let me know. I'm not pushing it on anybody. I just want you to know what a good deal it is. You know, I have a gal that's been coming to my classes. She just loves Stampin' Up, and she's buying everything. And she said, I just love everything. And I go, you're the exact person that needs to join a team. Because you need to be able to get those things you love at a discount. I mean, I'm happy to take your money, but it's a better deal for you, right? So I'm just kind of layering these blossoms with dimensionals, kind of building them on top of each other. Now this last one, those two kind of go the same direction. This last one, maybe. I'm thinking about my lunch, Laura. I think I'm going to have leftovers for lunch today. I had a leftover cinnamon roll at breakfast. So, you know, we're all in this together, right? I want to move these over just a tad. So I'm going to, there we go. I like that better. Okay. So there's my label. And I'm going to grab a piece of basic beige. I might have one still in my envelope here. On that one. Here it is right here. This is the size I want. And I'm going to stamp on that in Pretty Peacock. So, I don't know. Have you guys heard of eating chili with cinnamon rolls? That is something we did. I never did it till I moved to Nebraska. But it's something we did in Nebraska. And I've been trying to tell my Texas friends about it. And they're like, that is just wrong. They're like, that's just wrong. You don't eat. But let me tell you, there is some deliciousness to chilies and cinnamon rolls together. If you haven't tried it, you should try it. So last year, my church had the church here in Texas had a chili cook-off, and I brought cinnamon rolls, and they thought I was bonkers until they tried it, and they were like, yeah, that is really good. That is really good. So, you know, I kind of had wished I had had a cinnamon roll last night when I was at my friend's house eating her chili. And I knew I had some in my fridge here at home. So I have, some people, yes, they don't put it in the chili. They kind of eat it alongside with the chili. I guess some people might put a cinnamon roll in the chili, but I just kind of eat it like take a bite of cinnamon roll, take a bite of chili. Yeah, it's delicious. It sounds weird, but it's kind of like that sweet and savory together, right? Okay, I'm going to do my best to stamp this straight. I'm going to stand up. I hope I don't get my head in the camera. And I am going to stamp this right in the center of this basic. I did pretty good there. Basic beige panel. Have you never heard of that, Laura? Or have you? Or you, I don't know if you're making a comment or you're like, oh my gosh, what? No, it's not really in the chili. It's like alongside with the chili. But it's delicious. It really is. I know you guys probably think I'm nutty, but it is really good. Okay, so the ribbon is going to go right here on the side. And this time, we're just going to kind of loop it, do a loopy thing. So it's going to start like that. It's going to loop up. And it's going to loop back down again. Okay, right like that. So I might grab a piece of tearing tape. I don't know. It may not matter once we, you know what? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to add, because I can't put my hands on, I'm going to add a little Seal Plus right there on that ribbon, and then fold this over on top of it right here. It shouldn't look too, put together, I guess is what I'm saying. And this is going to go right here, and we're going to need some hefty dimensionals on this side, aren't we? Because it's going to have to hold it down double there. So I need my tearing tape. So let me get up here a second and grab some. Here it is. It's called Cincinnati chili. See? I didn't really, and I grew up in Ohio, and I don't remember having chili and cinnamon rolls together in Ohio at all, but maybe, maybe I did. There we go. That's going to hold that in place a little bit better. And then this can go right on top right here. Okay. And I'm going to put 2 dimensionals on top of each other on this side to give it a little lift. Linda, have you ever heard of that? Linda is from Ohio. Have you heard of, I think she is in Springfield. So I'm layering 2 dimensionals on top of each other because it needs a lot of lift on this side right here. So there we go. So pretty. You guys, is this not just beautiful? This is a card Monica designed, and I just think it's gorgeous. So now we're going to take our embellishments, and we're going to use some different colors on this one. We're going to use a Blackberry Bliss. We're going to use the green right here. And I think we need another Blackberry Bliss kind of up in that corner right there. How pretty is that? So pretty. Okay, so let's do the quick inside here. And for the inside, all we did is take a piece of basic white, which I had an extra piece right here. Oh, I threw it away. It's not thrown away. It's just over here on the side. And all we're going to do is take this bow that is a little heftier and ink it up in Old Olive and just kind of stamp it into the corner. You're going to really see the distinctive nature of this stamp when you stamp it. Look how pretty that is. Isn't that gorgeous? Lovely. Okay, so I'm just going to attach this to the inside of my card here. My Seal Plus had a goober on it, so, and this will be card number 2, project number 3 of the craft along today. Oops, I'm going to try to get that a little more straight here. Man, I don't know why I'm struggling with that. Here we go. Let's try one more time. There we go. So pretty. This is card number 2, sending love your way. All right, and then our final project is a wow card as well. Here we go. Again, before I move on, I want to make sure all my ink. So you can get this card kit with a $35 order. You just don't get all the extras. You don't get a half a pack of the paper. You don't get a whole pack of the embellishments. You don't get a whole bolt of ribbon. You just get what you need to complete the cards. The benefit of doing the craft along ahead of time, buying, is that you just get more. You just get more, okay? So if you would like this kit to go, you need to place an order of $35 or more in my online store. I can help you with that if you need it, or call me and I can help you with that. And you can get this in the mail. How pretty is this? It has nutmeg in it. That sounds delicious, actually. I love nutmeg and I love cinnamon and chili. I even put a little brown sugar in my chili. Okay, so this is our last card. Wishing I were there to give you a big hug. How sweet is that? And then it says missing you on the inside. I love that. Okay, so we are starting with a card base that is Night of Navy, cut 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And let me see the inside of this. Yeah, we can go ahead and do the inside. So on the inside, I have my pretty peacock ink. I'm using this the small leaves, the small bough of leaves is going to go up right here. And I'm going to wait and do Missing You after I put my strip on the bottom here, so that I know placement, right? That I have a little idea of where to place it. So the strip is going to go across kind of over that bough. There we go. There's a little excess on one side there that I'm going to cut off. And then I'm going to grab my Missing You and I'm going to stamp it in Pretty Peacock. Right. Oh, I'm going to make sure I stand up on this and get it super straight right there. Good job, Judy. Okay, so self-affirmation is important, right? So this is going to go on the inside. There we go. The inside is done. Now, I have a piece of basic beige, and what we're going to do, we could emboss it, but instead we're going to just crumble it. We're going to make it look aged and worn, and I'm just crumbling it up in my hand here like that. Okay, adding some wrinkles. It might even tear a little. That's okay. We're just making it look rough. And I'm going to add my Seal Plus. No, I messed that up. This is a Seal Plus that is struggling. There we go. Okay, right like that. Roll that a little bit off that edge there so it won't show. There we go. And maybe a little bit more here in the corners. What is going on? Have you guys ever had a Seal Plus that just doesn't want to cooperate? This is a brand new one, so you might have to go into timeout for a while. Okay, so here we go. I'm just placing this. I'm not really worrying if it's super straight because it's meant to look kind of worn, and it just gives a lot of texture to that background. Do you guys like that? I think that's kind of fun. Now, I have a piece of bubble bath. I always want to call it bubble gum. that I've embossed with that lovely floral embossing. Isn't that pretty? I love this embossing folder. So this is going to go right here, kind of catty corner that way. I'm kind of nervous to do this because, you know, this Seal Plus is being weird. Okay, so it's going to go kind of right like that. Okay, then I have the piece of this Blackberry Bliss DSP, and it's going to go the opposite direction here, but this time I'm going to add some dimensionals to it. Okay, maybe one in the middle. I love to use all the edges of my dimensional packet, as you guys can tell. Get every inch of it out. And this one's going to be catty corner the opposite direction. That would be Rory making that noise in there. I think my husband is here. I don't know why he's not kind of keeping her quiet, but he might not be here. He might have left. I heard him come in for lunch and then he might have left. Okay, so then we have, this is such a cool die. Let me show you this. So it looks like this. It's in the set, and you can see it has the stitched edging in it as well. And so I cut it twice, once for the white and once for the Blackberry Bliss, right like that. And they're going to just layer inside each other. But before I do that, I'm going to grab my stamp that says, "Wishing I were there to give you a hug." And I'm going to stamp in the center. I'm going to stand up again, make sure I get it straight. There we go. I don't know how straight that is, but it's good to go. Now, before I put that label on the front, I'm going to grab my Blackberry Bliss ribbon. And I'm just going to fold a piece in half, about that long. Measurements are in the PDF. And just put it across my card right like that. Just like a little fold in it. And I'm going to add a piece of tear and tape here right to the middle. So those of you who are just coming on, a craft along is a once a month thing that I do where you can get the kit ahead of time and craft along with me. And this month's we used Regal Winter. Next month we're using the Christmas Friends, and you get a half a pack of paper, you get a whole thing of embellishments and a whole thing of ribbon with your craft along kit. So you get plenty of product. Okay, so now I want to put this label on this label, right like that. So what I do is I turn it upside down, I line everything up together, like that, and it's going to be popped up. So I'm going to grab, I think I'm going to grab a new package of dimensionals. I love opening a new package of dimensionals. It just makes me so happy. Okay, so I think I've used that other piece about as much as I can. Okay, so I'm going to grab my dimensionals. I'm going to hold this in spot. I'm just going to adhere the dimensional, the outside of that label to the inside, and I'm going to use my dimensionals to kind of hold them together for me. few to the inside here. There we go. How many of you were pleasantly surprised with how pretty this suite is in person? Like I said, when I first saw it, all I could see was my grandma's moo. I'm like, oh, I don't know how I feel about that. But you know, this season isn't all about Christmas. You need some warm fall, beautiful cards to give to your friends as well. Okay, so I'm just going to lay this right now, right down there in the center of my card. Okay, now I'm going to do some stamping and die cutting. So I have another piece of white here, and I'm going to stamp this bow of 3 flowers 2 times. And I'm going to stamp the bow of the heavier bow that has the heavier leaves. This is in Berry Burst is what I'm stamping my flowers in here. And then my heavier bow is going to be in, underneath this card, my pretty peacock. Hi, Sue. Hi, Lori. Thanks for joining me. Well, this is my craft along, and you guys, these cards are stunning. You're going to want to go back and watch this from the very beginning after I'm done, because this is my September craft along, and I am in love with these cards. So I hope you feel the same way about them after you see them all made. I'll show them all to you here at the end. Okay, so we have this bow and this one, and I'm going to have to run it through twice. So I'm going to cut my pretty peacock bow here. I'm going to cut my trio of 3 flowers right here. And I'm going to go off camera to my big shot and die cut those out really quick. And then actually one of these bows I am going to cut into 3 separate flowers. The size of these are a little smaller than the bigger bows that are in the stamp set, the bigger flowers. So it just worked better. Okay, so now I'm just going to move these dies back. They are all just so beautiful. So the craft along is always 3 cards and a 3D gifty thing, which this time we made a little pouch that you could put lots of things in: candy, gift cards, pens, notebooks, little notebook, coupons, just lots of fun things. People could pre-buy their kits, and now they're on camera. I know Linda's here. Several people said they were just going to watch replay. One person ordered kind of late, so she hasn't gotten her kit yet. So it's fun to know that people out there are crafting with me when I do this. Okay, so this one we're going to kind of tuck under here at the top, and we can keep kind of fiddling with it so it'll fit right there. There we go. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue to the back side of this one. And I'm going to tuck it right underneath this panel right here, but you kind of want to make sure it doesn't go off the top edge of your card. There you go. Then This one is going to go down here at the bottom. And you know what? Maybe I want to put my flowers on first, so I kind of have an idea of where I want that bow to go. So I'm going to add some liquid glue here just to the top of these trio. I'm going to adhere it right there. But I might want a dimensional right here underneath this one. Let me grab those in. There we go. Kind of off to that side right there. There we go. And then this is going to get cut apart into 3 separate flowers. There we go. Okay, so this one, I'm just going to put a little glue on the back side, and I'm going to tuck it in right under here, like that. This one is going to go up here at the top with this other bow right there. And then this one is going to be popped up on top of all these other flowers. I'm just going to make sure all my edges on my flower here are not jagged from cutting them apart. Okay, so I'm going to grab a dimensional, and it's going to go right there, maybe a little bit further down here. I wanted the center of that flower to show right there. There we go. Now I kind of have an idea of where I want to put this bow here at the bottom. So it's going to tuck right under all of these, right there at the bottom. So pretty, isn't it? Now the cool thing about this one is that we're going to take these Blackberry Bliss embellishments, and we're going to put one in the center of each of the flowers that you can see a center on. So there, right here, right here, and up here at the top. And then maybe scatter a couple of the navy ones on the label here. There we go. And that concludes our craft along event today. I'm going to show you all the projects. You can still get this project class to go with any order of $35 or more in my online store. You just don't get all the extras that they get by pre-ordering. So this is card number 2. How beautiful are these, you guys? This is card number 3. Give me some love and thumbs up and kudos. And I forgot that I have a giveaway today. So we need to check into that. This was our little pouch, a gift card, lotion, pins, but I gave everybody that did the craft along and bought early a bottle of this lotion. This one really matches well with this paper, doesn't it? And it goes right inside there. So I'm going to have to come back on later and tell you who the winner of our thing. So yes, they are so elegant, aren't they? So beautiful, rich colors, perfect for fall. In a different way, right? Do you guys sometimes get tired of leaves and pumpkins for fall? You know, these rich colors really set off. And isn't that what we do in our clothes, right? We start leaning towards in the fall more rich jewel tone colors that kind of define fall, right? So I'm gonna move up here to my face. Thank you, Lori. Thank you, Sue. Thank you, Linda. I hope you enjoyed them all. And Laura Kemp, thanks for joining me. If any of you else are out there, let me know you're here. If you leave a comment in my comments on this video, one of you is going to get one set of 3 of these cards that I will send you in the mail. So I hope you loved it. You can still get this card kit by going to my Tuttle Up shop. And I have a new host code. I'm going to put in last month's host code later tonight. So this is the October host code, 9XQKQFFA. If you use that host code with an order of $35 or more, a kit will be coming your way to make these projects. So God bless everybody. We will see you next Monday. And if you've been thinking about joining Stampin' Up! To get the discount, give me a ring and we can chat. So love you guys. See you soon. Bye-bye.